Howdy. It's John playing Immaculate Grid again, going for that low rarity score, standing very much humbled from yesterday. So I got a 8 out of 9 yesterday on a grid that I think majority people probably got 9 out of 9 on, at least they had at the time I was playing. The one that got me uh it was Silver Slugger MVP, which when I say got me, I mean I was really going for a rarity score. So I was trying to come up with the most obscure MVP I could. Segue, kudos to all the people in the comments who had the foresight, because of course you don't need to have the awards in the same season. So you can have a Silver Slugger 1 year MVP a different year. Kudos to everyone who realized, oh wait, I could take an MVP from before Silver Sluggers existed if they won a Silver Slugger later. Some great examples there included someone said Joe Morgan, who won back-to-back MVPs with the Reds, and as a 38-year-old had a 400 on base percentage with the San Francisco Giants in 1982. He won a Silver Slugger. I think Dave Parker would work, and then George Foster was another one that would work. So Reggie Jackson actually would work as well. So a lot of great options there. Um, so that was smart. What wasn't smart was I was just like, all right, Terry Pendleton's a pretty obscure MVP, and I know he won a batting title. And I think that's why he won the MVP. And so he had to have won the Silver Slugger, right? Turns out I was wrong. The Silver Slugger that year went to Howard Johnson. Remember, another big element of winning MVP is being on a playoff team. So Howard Johnson won the Silver Slugger at third base that year. He led the league in home runs and RBI, but the Mets didn't make the playoffs. And the very next season, Pendleton actually played almost well. I think he was top five in the MVP voting again. This time, Barry Bonds did beat him out, but he didn't win the Silver Slugger that year either. Gary Sheffield, who was playing with the Padres in one of his only full seasons as a third baseman, Gary Sheffield takes the Silver Slugger. And so Pendleton never won a Silver Slugger. Here's how rare that is. Because I went through it. I was just like, just by chance, I should just, assuming I knew a guy won an MVP, I should have been able to come up with someone who also got a Silver Slugger. Um, Among non-pitchers, the only people to have never won a Silver Slugger, since the Silver Slugger came into being, were Pendleton, who of course I guessed. Joey Votto has never won a Silver Slugger. Oh, that was a fun fact. Pujols won the Silver Slugger at first base the year Votto won the MVP, and there have been several other years where Votto has even been top five, but like Goldschmidt and others have won Silver Slugger ahead of him. And then Chris Bryant, who of course has been playing at the same time in the National League as Nolan Arenado, he won the 2016 MVP with the Cubs, but also has never won a Silver Slugger. Some other examples of people who've won the MVP, but not the Silver Slugger in the same year, but Silver Slugger in a different year. Jason Giambi, Miguel Tejada were a couple. And of course, those examples from before who won MVPs before Silver Sluggers even existed. So I would call it bad luck, but I just got it wrong. I just got it wrong. So a little bit of hubris there, live and learn. That was a little bit of an extended intro. Let's just start sharing. Let's just get into it. Let's see if I can play better this time around. There's not Terry Pendleton. Hitting refresh. All right, we got the Brewers. We got the Brewers, so that's good. Um, we got the Brewers, Phillies, and Blue Jays along the left-hand side there. We got the Giants, the Nationals, and Gold Gloves along the right-hand side. Um, so yeah, let's get into it then. Let's try to knock out these Gold Gloves because I think I can get some. See how Gold Glove for the Brewers. I think he was probably the first one to do it. Sixto Lascano, I believe in 79, if I'm not mistaken. He gets 1%. I think it's pretty good. I mean, there's only been a handful of Brewers. I think Carlos Gomez, um, Yount won a Gold Glove the year he won MVP. Cooper won a couple of Gold Gloves at first base. Um, that might be it actually. Might double check that, but I know Sixto Lascano was like he had one really big year It was 79 with the Brewers. Great year, over 400 on base percentage, and obviously a Gold Glove. He also had a really good year in 1982 with the Padres. He was, I think, part of that whole Cardinals, Brewers, and Padres trade that ended up with Fingers and Vukovich and Simmons in Milwaukee. I think he was part of that trade piece, if I'm not mistaken. Anywho, Phillies Gold Glove, a pretty good one actually, because I know this was a category for Gold Glove and 300 wins, with Greg Maddux along with like 90+% of people, I think. But another option was Steve Carlton. I remember that one. So let's select him. He also gets 1%. Okay. And then Blue Jays, a few options. I know Tony Fernandez won a few. I know Barfield, Cannon for an arm. He definitely won a few. Devon White for sure. And then I'm very confident in Sean Green before he became a Dodger. I think Sean Green. I think that 99 season where he hit over 40 home runs, I think he also won a Gold Glove. So I'm gonna lock him in then. Get Sean Green. Takes 1%. Okay. So maybe there were better options there, but three 1% on Gold Gloves, which I normally struggle with. But I'm pretty good with the Brewers. Remember Sean Green being really good that year, and Carlton I've been hit with before. Not really hit with, but he was another answer before that I wasn't able to come up with. Let's see. Nationals and Blue Jays means Expos and Blue Jays. Otis Nixon will work. I know I've played Otis Nixon a bunch of times. Here's another one that'll work is catcher Darren Fletcher. Oops, gotta spell his name right. Or at least get it close. Darren Fletcher takes 2%. Okay. Brewers and Nationals. Tony Plush, that'd be a good one. Niger Morgan. Um, Matt Stairs will also work. Let's see. Let's think some Expos. Um, how about this one? How about he was a massive disappointment for the Brewers, but Mr. Sean Barry played for both teams. Goes 0.4%. All right. For Giants and Brewers, I think I'm going to play this guy because he's a relative. I want to say cousin or second cousin or something of a good friend of mine. Candy Maldonado. He goes sub 1%. Pretty solid. Eric Young would be another pretty good option there. Daryl Hamilton. I've had a lot of success with Daryl Hamilton in this game. I guess people just don't remember him as well, but he would work there as well. Um, Anywho, moving on. Giants and Blue Jays. I know that Joe Carter will work. I also think Joe Carter is real famous there for the Blue Jays. This was right at the end of his career that he became a Giant, though. So maybe that's go-to. I think Benito Santiago did play for the Giants on that 0-2 pennant winning team. I believe he was with the Blue Jays briefly at some point. Oh, catchers. And I'm reminded of this because all three teams were here. I could have played him here, but I'm gonna play him here. It'll probably be better. Strongest man alive. Once took a fastball to the face, walked to first base like it was nothing. Former Cardinals manager Mike Matheny. He played for the Blue Jays and the Giants. Less than 0.1. Okay, so that one was pretty good. Oh, let's see here. So now we've got let's see, Phillies and Giants. I think Santiago works there too, if I'm not mistaken. I think he played for the Phillies. Did he play for the Phillies? Now I'm kind of second guessing myself um because Darren Dalton was the catcher for most of that broad period of time, right? So maybe that's not right. For some reason, I'm thinking Benito Santiago with the Phillies, but now I'm second guessing myself. When Dalton and Mike Lieberthal were in there, I don't know if Santiago snuck some time in there. Something is telling me Santiago was a Philly, but I'm not super confident. Um, Steve Carlton, I think, did briefly play for the Giants, so that would have been a route I could have gone. Um, these are both old teams, so you figure there would have been someone from the days of yore. John McGraw, I don't think ever played for the Phillies. He played for the Cardinals briefly, so that's a good one to keep in your back pocket. Um, Lefty O'Doul, maybe? Did he play for the Giants? Or Chuck Klein? Aaron Rowand is a name. He'll definitely work. Man, does Roberto Hernandez, did he play for the Phillies? It's not standing out to me anyway. Let's see here. Let's try Phillies and Expos. We'll dance a little bit. We'll dance back and forth. Um, Phillies and Expos slash Nationals. It is an option to use the Nationals, but so far I've been all Expos. Um, Even there, like I'm Pedro Martinez will work. I think people will remember that one though. Um, Dance around the horn a little bit. Rondell White. I don't think he was ever a Philly though. I don't think Ron Gant was ever with the Expos. They just seem like they might have played for both teams, if that even makes sense. Um, oh, let's see here. Dennis Martinez never played for the Phillies, I don't think. Pedro did though. Papelbon, he'll work. So my safe picks here are Aaron Rowand, who I think would be about 10 or 15%, and then Pedro, who I think might also be that high. So I want to beat that if I can. But I don't want to spend all day on this. So I'll dance around a little bit and then I'll just lock some people in. Um, Trying to think Placido Polanco ever made his way over to the Nationals. Oh, Harper, obviously. Or Jason Worth. Actually, they'll yeah, because Harper and Jason Worth will be so popular here, and Papelbon, they're all three very recent people. That might take some of the heat off Pedro because Pedro played for the Expos and he only played for the Phillies at the very end of his career. Um, let's see. No on Gary Carter. I am not brought to you by Aldi. No on Dawson. No on Rains. Wallach. No. All right, let's try Pedro. Let's see how Pedro does. 4%. That's actually not bad. I'll take 4% from one of the best pitchers of all time. And then the question is, do I take a risk with a Roberto Hernandez, which I don't actually think is right. Roberto Hernandez hits a lot of teams. I don't think this is one of them, though. I also don't think Jose Mesa ever made his way over the Phillies. Um, Santiago, I'm super unsure on. Um, Vizquel was never a Philly. Kenny Lofton will work. Kenny Lofton might work better than Aaron Rowan now that I think about it, because he was so briefly with both teams. Kenny Lofton always has a good percentage though, but let's put him in. Let's see how he does. 2%. Okay, so rarity score of 12, which is not bad at all. I forgot Hunter Pence. Yeah, Hunter Pence was bound to be a popular one. Yount takes almost 2/3 from the Brewers in Gold Gloves. Edwin Jackson, Immaculate Grid superhero. I should have known he would. Actually, I couldn't have said with any confidence that he played with both teams. I wonder how many of the 16% would have been just like me and just been stumped and just been like, Edwin Jackson probably works. Um, and then Brandon Belt, of course, current Blue Jay. So toughest one was Giants and Brewers. I had my buddy's relative and Mike Matheny both would have worked, and Daryl Hamilton, Eric Young, McCutcheon was the highest rank there. And this is definitely we're definitely seeing this is a lot harder than yesterday for sure. Yesterday was like up here and then down here. This is the ma vast majority of people are not getting 9 out of 9 today, and are it's almost a normal curve minus the last one. They're other than 9 out of 9. Yeah, it's interesting. All right. Well, I'm gonna stop sharing. Once again, episode brought to you by my book, Baseball's Most Fun Frivolities. It's not like I'm big enough to have sponsors, but I appreciate everyone who does tune in. I love the comments. I love posting the scores. I love everyone else posting the scores. It's great. I love bantering about baseball with like-minded fans. So, thanks a lot for watching. Have a great rest of your Labor Day weekend, and I'll be back at tomorrow. Peace.